Noise cancellation. Okay. What is up, people? Okay. So NVIDIA made a new high yesterday. Okay. What is up, people? Miss streaming with y'all. Summer's just crazy. Muy crazy. All right. Freaking all-time highs. I had this rising wedge thing that I was like, okay, we broke down and we barely came to this last 142.39. So, you know, you see the multiple touches there on that 142, whatever it is, 37, 39, 141. So let's make like a new trend line. Okay. I like to have both like extended and non-extended. I usually call non-extended this clean chart, quote unquote. I don't think, did we get all-time highs today? 6? No, we didn't. Okay. So on NVIDIA, you have this new, let me see if it's a channel. It's kind of like that. So let's go to the last time we were here. Will it come up? Yeah, I think this was it. 140. Yeah. I think it was right here. That 150, 153. So we have this huge level right there, right? If we're going to look at like multiple touches. Make it magenta just to like match. So that's the last level, right? So for me, I would want to see some sort of retrace, right? And it's never that. You get a little bit lower, what's the candle body like? Okay. So I will leave this here. I mean, we're in dip buy mode. The market is bullish, strong. Like, it's just insane, Puts are like scalps. We're like, okay, we're rejecting. We're out of this channel. We're in puts. But the smarter play is to wait for pullbacks to get in long. Okay. I always have this up here because I like to see this 65-minute chart. This is what I was noticing today. If I go to this extend right. Yeah. So if I extend that forever, are we going to hit that? Now, here we didn't hit it because we kind of stopped at this level, right? I thought we would go here even higher, just like I just said on video, we go higher, right? Um, but for me, just like with NVIDIA, it's kind of like what's going to happen with this. Okay, we're at 612. So for tomorrow, Friday, we're at 612. You know, we'll have to see what happens there. Um, this is the upper trend line too. You have multiple candles touching that black line. Let me make it white. And I'll say the two white lines. Okay, so I still, like I went over the other day, would not be shocked to get this level here, 604. Look at we lost this, we gapped over. So this is kind of like another level right here. So I'm gonna go like that. That's through Thursday. So you have a lot of, I guess potential time there. Let me say the orange. And then what I would want is like, let me take off the extended. Make it purple. So just like I said over here, it's like, are we gonna, make this falling wedge? And that is what I said the other day here. I was like, are we gonna keep coming down? Are we gonna go like this? And none of that happened. So, we played long today. It was nice. We kept getting these, X candles, especially this last doji. 11 a.m. really pushed up. You get the volatility. But what I went over before, which is like, hey, do we get this? Some sort of like, you know, drop here and then you reclaim. None of that happened. So now I'm like, does that happen here? Right? It's the same mentality. You don't have to get exactly here. You can get lower and then you see what happens, right? So I will leave that there. I'm always like, this could happen, that could happen. I have no freaking clue, man. Sometimes it's just like, oh, we're getting an intraday level, an intraday pattern rather. So this is my supposed to be a clean chart, and I have stuff all over it. I'm gonna honestly, after this week, I'm gonna clean this chart up completely. Um, okay. So let me go back here. NVIDIA. Someone's DMing me. Okay. So same with AMD in terms of getting this push up, but we have a lot more room up. Okay, we have these levels here, that level there. This is when you get higher, lower, right? You push up. So let's see where we're at now. Obviously, we're at this 145. That has to be cleared. It's just been a monster, When this gets to 160, you're going to be at a double from April 9th. And NVIDIA is at a double from April, I think, 7th. So that's pretty gnarly. These rising wedges have broken down, and then it becomes a dip buy. So I would probably look at this. It's just not perfect. Let me see. Just trying to find some sort of pattern. Like how strong is that? You have a few touches, you have this. Do we come up to here? Another tough one. You know, the kind of price action I prefer is you come down, you get some sort of, let me make some more neutral colors. Why is that black? So yeah, like I said, come here, you start to kind of get this channel, and then you pop up. Okay, so this would be more like that. And I can't do that on the parallel lines, but what it would be is a falling wedge. Okay, so this is like something I would look at and be like, hey, you know, we're in a daily falling wedge. You start to get this sort of thing. And the reason why I put it there, it's not just random. Look at this 131, right? You tap, 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 gap above, right? So you would want to see maybe something like this. I would not be shocked to get lower. And then above, like a big hammer on the 65 minute. That's just kind of what I like to play. And if you get out of this wedge here and retest it lower, you could retest it right there and you're still lower, right? You're in the first push, then you're, you know, we've gone over that, how because it slopes down, you retest a little bit lower. You're like, oh, my entry is, let's say 134.12, 21. And then it's like, oh, it lost it, I'm out. Well, because the slope gets lower, right? It's like here, let's say you're in puts. It's going to retest lower. Okay. So, oh, we broke out here, right? The retest is going to be higher. The put is obviously less valuable, that box right there. Okay. So puts retest a lot of times higher and calls retest a lot of times lower because the slope of the price action of the falling wedge. Let's look at Boeing. I'm pretty sure that was in a flag or something. I forget what was going on with Boeing. Oh my gosh, I missed that. Dang. See, we could have shorted this day, Thursday, and then Friday it went 204 to, oh my gosh. I missed that. Anyway, I had this charted, as you can see. Kind of not really anything new here. I would say I'm always like gun to my head. What play would I take on a chart? So gun to my head. I'm trying to look for multiple touches. Looks like multiple touches there, and then you kind of got that right. This like crap breakout that is here. So it's like looks like we're bull flagging up here. I honestly like calls, and 202 would be my stop loss right here. This 202. See if you get that push up. And if you get this fade down, like this, see how it lost it? I would look for that here. That 202.15, but really 202, you know, give it some room. Not the best looking chart. Let's look at Moderna. We were looking at that a couple weeks ago for swings. I don't remember why we were looking at that for swings. I really hate this chart. Probably this volume that came in, but there was headlines and stuff. We played it from, I think it was this. I could be wrong, but we played some sort of like wedge break or something. It was not my play, but it's super volatile. So yeah, not seeing a ton there, you know, like going from April 4th, which I just said, AMD and NVDA are almost at a double from April 4th, 7th, 9th. They're at a double, right? So that'd be like from 23 to 46. But on here, we only got to 30, which is $8, whatever, 7. And it's just chopping away. So I really, really hate this chart. And when you scroll out, like if you bought this during COVID and you're just bag holding, you need to use this as a tax harvest. You know, take profits on something. Let's say you take $2,000 on something, and then you sell $2,000 at a loss to offset your your taxes. Okay, piece of shit stock. Poke we haven't looked at in a while. Getting in this bounce zone here, right from here to here. Looks like you bounce. Let me make this white. It's too dark. Okay, so this is just what I'm seeing here. We got this 66 level anytime we came down. Well, first of all, when we came down to the top of this, right, we dipped here to this 68, 69. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, almost a fifth time, right? This isn't really it's kind of the same dip, but we did get under it to this first level here. Remember I said you like to go under first. So if your stop loss is right there, 6644, you got stopped out before the rip. So you got to give it room there, right? And look at that massive volume that came in. So if you're like, the volume's higher, what's going on? Yeah, buyers are taking it up. The lower it went, the more buyers that came in. This is massive volume too. It's even more. That's crazy. And in this case, volume proceeded to push up. Okay, huge volume drop off, but you really only need volume to get the reversal. It can keep climbing on low volume for sure. That's why you can play it after the volume, like you get like a volume spike on the scanner. So yeah, this is a little bit of a nothing burger until you clear wherever the multiple touches are, right? 73. I think this is a nice trade here if you take it from here, kind of where we're at right now, and you give it some room to like 68, maybe six. Like you could even go here, take a small loss, like, you know, go a month out or something like that. You could definitely go like look how many times we bounced from this area, and we got all the way to here. This lower bounce when you got higher. This one went pretty high though, probably because of these multiple touches. It based for Thursday the 13th to a month. No, 14th. That's not a month. It's like 10 days. So this was 7th to 2 days. Holy crap. Okay. This one was the 12th through the 15th. 3 days. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good risk reward here. If I were in charge of alerting this trade, I would draw a trend line like this. See how we like got over? So I would draw like this, right? You want to see, hey, when are we breaking the downtrend? If you look right here, lower, lower. See how the retest is lower? Like I was saying earlier. Let me do the underside. See, getting lower. Over here it was lower as well. So a little bit of a fake out there, right? Came back down. So now if we were to get over this, I think that that's not a bad trade. Right now we're at 69.50. If we close like a 65-minute candle above that, I think you can repeat this here and get to like 70 something. Not the best like setup, but it's something. It's kind of like, what trade can I make on that chart, you know? McDonald's we were looking at a few months ago. I haven't looked at this in a while. Let's see. Okay, a little bit range bound, 280s to 3 something. I like how we're getting under, like below this, right? We're under this. Let me see something. This might be a broadening sort of formation. Maybe has lower to go. You could do the wicks, but you get more touches there, right? So, and even if it doesn't come down, because it doesn't always do that, you could have this and something like that. So if you took contracts, this is your ultimate stop loss, right? But you want to get over this. And then where did we pause? We reversed there, down, up. This is kind of an SR flip though. See that? See how this is now under this? It's only the 65-minute. This is not the daily, but I could see this kind of thing. What is the bearish version of this? That. Like losing it, right? Something like this. You never know how long it's going to take, but so you could pop up to these levels, reject 289 and come down. You would want this, which like I said, it always gets higher. Like it could go to that one. Look at all these candles. You can go boom, boom, boom. That's a pretty big level there that was lost. Ever since we lost this, we've been down 300. 300 is your first target for sure. But look, we this is a weak bounce, so it only went from 300 to 305. That's freaking nothing. We from this spot here, 304, lost 15 bucks. So if you can get over like 308, that being said though, you can get in here. Like let's say we do this, and then you're in way before. By the time we get 308, you're up 20 points. So that's just me looking at that chart. Let's look at Walmart. Haven't looked at that in a while. If you're in the chat right now listening, just, I don't know, say I'm listening. If you're not, it's fine. Recording it. Lo estoy grabando para ellos que no están. Pretty range bound here after having a really strong year. Go to the daily. Oh, what's up? A couple people listening. Yeah, I don't like this. So as I've been talking about here on these other charts, look, you get lower, right? So you'd be here pointing out, hey, look at the support. We came here, we bounced up, right? Look at this support. It's like a triple bottom, right? Here you go. SR flip. Oh, here we go. I'm in. Wait, we're back down. I'm in. That means this level's being scalped. So if you're following along at home, you could say scalp zone. Okay, they are scalping this level. Pretty annoying. So if we do come back down here, it's like choppy, right? Now, again, I'm always like, if I'm forced to make a trade, what would it be? This is what I would do on Walmart. And I just had this blank, and now I have a triangle on it, right? I had like, okay, what is this price action? What's happening? This is what I would play on Walmart. Okay. So, yeah, come in, Justin, if you're available to hang out. If not, it's all good. Why is Justin muted? Can I not hear? I can't hear Justin. His thing is flashing that he's talking. Let me go to my audio. Oh, I know why. There we go. Fixed, Justin. Fixed it.
There we are.
Hey, man. Sorry about that. I had my headphones like speakers, and I don't have them on.
Okay. So a minute ago when you was talking about Coke.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an inside bar on the week, and it's a bullish candle under the 10 EMA, and it's under VWAP as well. That would be a short, not a long. Do not go long on that.
Okay, let me.
That is a do not go. That is a no go long.
Let me go back. Okay,
guys.
I'm on Coke. Which level?
Go to the weekly chart.
Yeah. Oh, weekly.
You're under the, yes.
Oops, I clicked.
Look, you've got a big slice through the 10
Oh wow.
and 20 EMA and VWAP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now you're looking at an inside bar
On the lower half.
underneath the 10 and the VWAP. That is not a go long here.
Yeah, looks like
I would actually be looking to go hard at this at 68.80 for a play on down to. I would actually target about 66.30. Honestly.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get this swing high area. 66. Oh, I had 28. Yeah, 66, 67.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, and then
that's not a long.
You know how we overshoot too? We could get like 62.
Yeah, but look at your daily chart. Also, look, you've got two bullish candles up into the 10 EMA,
Yeah.
and you're on your way down. Once you do 68.80, that's the waterfall.
Yeah, mean double.
That is not a long. That's a short setup to me.
Yeah. I do not long under double tops, and that's definitely a double top. So
and you've actually got a 1, 2. That's a triple top. You've actually got a triple top at 70 in the 72.30 area.
From
May 7th.
Okay, from May
30th, June 10th. That's triple top.
Yep.
It has not been able to get over this area and hold over that 72.30, 72.60 area.
Yeah.
Since April 14th. Really.
We kind of have this ascending triangle too. If you go from the January 6th low, like, can you see my screen?
I can.
We might be breaking it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Kind of retesting it.
You're going to break it and it's coming up and you're retesting it on that weekly chart.
Yep. We're a little.
You're underneath that. That's a break of trend. That's not a long. That's not a go long position. That's a go short position.
Yeah, and we just bounced off of the May 14th, 69. Let's call it 68.80s. So if you get under that 68, 50, whatever, which March 14th, March 24th, you were calling it out.
Right.
And then when we lost it back on October 22nd,
look at that far.
We went all the way from 69, let's call it, to 61 right away. So
there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, it does still look sideways though.
Right.
I
did try to interrupt you, like when you was talking about going long on that. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's still pretty sideways though.
Hey, George, Justin, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can.
Sorry to interrupt you, but isn't that ascending triangle bullish? Doesn't it break to the upside?
No, it doesn't always break to the upside, and when they do break to the downside, it's usually very violent. Right. It's usually a very volatile move.
I mean, it's very tough for me to short this market. So it does look bearish, but I can sit here and make a bull case for it.
So I can do.
Yeah.
But I would not until I was back above the 10 EMA.
Yeah.
There's no chance. No chance. I wouldn't.
Yeah. The last time we were at 69, May 14th, we went up to 72. This is not a chart I would trade. I'm not trying to trade a $3 move. I'm just not.
Well, it's not worth it.
Yeah, back in January, February, when we were playing Coke a lot more off of these lows, off of the low 60s, we were like ripping up, kind of retracing. We caught a big move. We caught it from 68 to 72. It was pretty good, but like since March 3rd, it's just been back and forth. So it's like it could chop up, it could chop down. To me, we're probably going to chop up here. We're in a pretty strong bull market. We've done it several times from this level, right? February 18th, March 17th to the 26th, like I was going over earlier. We did gap down. I don't see earnings or anything on April. I think, oh, that was the tariff. That was the tariff thing. So, but anyway, not my favorite chart. I'm just trying to go over, charts that, let's get some TA. Let's study, I like Walmart here. Like I was saying, especially if we can get over like 99, get over this area here. We've
If you can get an hourly close over $99, I would take the entry at 99.25.
Yep.
I would take entry for a long, and I'd play it back up to 101.
Yep. Look at this level. We got over it, kind of fell under, double top. If this didn't happen here, February, 10th or whatever to the 20th, that's a triple top, right? Let's say this didn't happen. Obviously it did, but then we stayed under. We gapped under, stayed under on earnings. Okay. And then you always mark earnings. Like, where did you end up after earnings? And are you cutting into that, or are you continuing the earnings move, right? In this case, it was down. You tried to get above the earnings high, let's call it 98.80. And then we rejected it early March. We rejected it May 2nd, May 16th. We did get a little bit higher, as I've been saying, June 3rd. This is just a big wall that we've hit 1, 2, 3, 7 times now. So if we close out of this level, which we're going to make a decision here because we just have to. We're not going to stay in this wedge forever. We have until the next Thursday, 2 Thursdays from today, excuse me, to make a decision. It could come now if we get under this 93.80. And I'm not playing it long until we get, 101 plus, like a candle body. Has to get a candle body over 100. So there are some setups here in Walmart. Let's look at Target while we're thinking retail. I haven't looked at Target in, I don't even know. This is falling all year long. Okay. I would do this. So first you get over this and you're like, oh yeah, we're looking at Target. It's breaking this level. It couldn't break out with volume. We have volume pretty much every earnings, and it didn't really move a ton. So we have this star flip here.
Right? With you.
This couldn't break. This 144. So to me, this is a giant.
Can you hear me, PT?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so Target monthly is a double inside bar. So far this month is an inside bullish bar, which means it's green. Okay, as of now. Now you get a decent break over 102 with Target, you could easily play this to 116.80.
Yeah.
Easily, and that's where it's going to lack the 10 EMA, but the next target level is 127.13.
Yeah.
And also look at this on the broadening formation on a weekly broadening formation. Let me jump in. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Okay.
Let
me click that.
All right. So you can see my screen here. Okay. You see what I'm talking about off the bottom of this broadening formation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look.
It just rejected the October lows. It rejected that October lows.
Weekly. So weekly, we've got a bullish engulfing right here. And we're starting to come back through the 10 EMA. This could either be setting up a bull flag here, but invalidation's over 10. You lose that invalidates at 106.50.
Yeah. And with the
That bar
market,
size would invalidate once you're back over VWAP.
with the market
Also.
pump though, look, it's just still chopping
Look
away.
at my MFI down here. Also, guys, look at this MFI right here. Price and volume, people are buying Target on the week.
Yeah.
What are we doing on the day? The daily is the same thing. Look, we're right in the middle. We're continuing up through the middle of the broadening formation. Here's another thing. My 10 EMA strategy. Okay, hourly. Look, a bear we got a bullish push through the 10. Bear candle close above the 10. You're pretty safe to take entry. If we can get a good push through 97.80, $98, you're good. You're good to take a shot at that up to I put first target at 99.50, next target 101.04, magnitude at 102.30. And that puts you back up into the top of the broadening formation.
And you have a triangle too. Go from the bottom to where we're at now, and then go from, you know, the June high.
I see that
until now. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Right. Or May high.
You see it here.
So
And here. So this is a range play that you could easily play to, you know, and there's a gap back here that didn't fully fill in. To here, which puts you at the top of your broadening formation as well. On an hourly chart, look at that. At 104. This you could probably get some next week's 100 call options on and make some money on that move. As long as you get a good break and hold above $98.
Yeah, honestly, it's just another chart that there's zero chance I would play. It's just too
well
going on.
Yeah, that's more of a small swing, couple days swing to catch a little move on. That's all that would be.
Yeah.
I have a question. Which like 9 EMA and 10 EMA, which one do you prefer and why?
I use the 10 EMA because there's 5 trading days in a week, not 4.5.
Yeah, if you overlay them, it's negligible. Like it would be tough to. It's one day.
You can't see it with the naked eye.
No.
I'll tell you that.
No, you'd have to get the 6 EMA, the 12. 1 day is not going to do anything, in my opinion. I mean,
the 10 and the 20 are my 2 EMAs. That's the blue line and the green line. The red line is VWAP. Those are the three overlay chart indicators I have.
And another way to look at it, another way to think about it is 2 week and 3 week, right? 10 and 20.
Yep.
So, I started with the 9, and I was like, why the 9? I don't know. And then by the time I thought about it again, it had been a couple years, and I've just always used it. Jordan, Ace the Kid, he got me on the 21 EMA. Before that, I only used the 9 and the 200. If you want to know why his name's Ace the Kid, I gave him that name because I met him in another Discord, and his name was like Jordan Trader or something. And everybody was asking him if he was like Muslim from Jordan. And I was like, oh, let's get you a new name. Where are you from? Ventura. I go, okay, let's do Ace Ventura. Then somebody, like 2 people joined called Ace Ventura. And I go, okay, it's too popular. And so I was like, let's keep the Ace. And he's young, he was like 18 at the time. I was like, Ace the Kid. Oh, that's a falling broadening. Look at that. From after October to the April low, and then the highs to that. Let's go to the swing low right there. Yep. No.
Right here?
No, the April swing low. Go there.
April.
No, this April. Not last year. This April.
This.
Go there.
Right here.
Now go up left, northwest with the line though.
Oh. Hang on. I gotta.
Your trend spider looks so different than mine. I don't have the blue background. That's why. There we go. Something like that. You know, you want the touches. And then go to where we're at now, basically to the, I want to say February highs or whatever, the highest point of your chart to where we're at now. Nope, this February.
I keep going back. I don't know why I keep going back that far, but this is just one of those weekly setups I had.
Exactly. From there. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you know what I would do? I would probably go down more because it looks like it's breaking out and retesting. Go inside that a little bit. Yep, right there.
More like that.
Exactly. So when I was saying earlier,
like
how you get the retest and then you retest lower. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it's also bullish engulfing on the week.
Right.
So
Now,
break back above 170, you've got a good play to 177. And if this gets some strength behind it, what's our daily? Inside, daily, inside. 2 up, 2 down. But it's sitting right on the 10. I'm going to say this breaks, this breaks back above 168.80. It'll come back. It'll come back through this range to make a new high. It'll come back through all these guys. It really will. I think, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
That Expedia could be a good play.
So now you have another up channel, you know, from the bottom of your chart.
Right here.
Exactly. To there. Yep.
And here to here.
Exactly. Correct. And then your risk reward is the channel bottom, right? The going from south to exactly there. And then yep, I mean that's what I would do. And then I would go that March 17th, exactly there. Just go to the left more, but yep, something like that. And you actually
you see could be a good play, guys.
If you take that to March 17th, you're actually hitting, just go to the left, keep going down slope. More. March 17th. Yeah, you're kind of, you kind of held that, you gapped under, something like that. You have a lot of room up here, and it's pretty simple. You lose 160, you're out. If you get contracts a couple months out, you're only down 10%.
You can put your stop loss right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, this red candle right here on May 21st. If you put your stop loss right there, okay, because everybody else is going to put their stop loss at the bottom of this candle or these candles. You come just a little bit lower, keep you from getting stopped out. All those buyers are going to step back in like they did here and here and here, and then boom. You've got a great risk reward there.
So for me, for entry, it's either, getting to that bottom and trying to find that similar candle that he just pointed out with the bottom wicks, or go to like that June 9th swing high and then go to where we're at right now, and you have a trend line that could break. Go to like June 9th.
Okay, guys. I got to jump off. Have a good night.
Okay. See you, man. Okay, how do I stop watching? I don't know. Okay. Anybody have tickers in the chat to have me look at? So for target, I kind of, we are bear flagging, and then it's like, when are we going to stop bear flagging? So I would do this. Let me just make it white so it's like distinguishable. And then I would do this. And even though we're bear flagging, to me, what's bullish here is this. You're getting this new low under this. You want to spring up, okay? And you're catching this old support. You're getting under this swing low, but you're catching here. And this could SR flip. That 80, 89, 88.31. And as we can see, when we got over there last time, obviously it wasn't this big of a downturn, but we did fall into this 89 and went freaking absolutely bananas in August. This is the monthly. So April to August, it was just a straight shot. You know, you just roll, 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 roll. You're in again, in again, in again. So yeah. Okay. Let me try to look at, did I already look at SPY? I'll look at Tesla, I guess. Have to. Tesla, I think, is very weak. Why do I think that? Because this right here was lost in one day. Okay. So let me expand on what I mean by that. Do we see how this flagged? This is a bull flag. This is a bull flag. And it was lost. Okay. This bull flag here held that first day, that bottom, that 272, let's call it, held 272, tried to push up, couldn't, held the 272. And then when it finally went under a little bit, see that little wick kind of went to this level, whatever you want to call it, 271 something, catapulted up, right? So let's take a look at how much of that flag did it retrace. There's the bottom and there's the top. We retraced right in the middle of the 0.23 and the 0.38. Okay. And if you want to be a little bit more accurate, you could go to this swing low, and it really went to the 0.23. It was only under it one day, and it got over it. So let's use the same, like we're trying to see a measured move, right? Here's another flag, went to here, went to the 0.23, about, obviously not to the penny. So let's see what happened here. We're just trying to see measured moves. We're not, we're saying how much did it go down? Instead of eyeballing it, we could actually measure. Here we went from there. Oh, sorry. We went to this. We went to that 0.38. When you pushed above, you expand the fib. But here's the thing. How many points up? 0.72 to 0.35. You went here. You retraced instantly. You didn't even get to this last swing high from May 29th. You immediately came down 2 days and engulfed to the downside. This volume push was lost in 2 days. And now we're doing this. When would I get long on Tesla? We would have to clear this. Now, what is happening on Tesla? I am bearish. Does that mean I won't do calls tomorrow? No, it does not mean that. It means we just lost a massive one-day bar in 2 days. We went from 328 to 358, 357.70 in one freaking day. That's insane. We lost it right away, though. That being said, we have this apex of this triangle, okay? We have this thing, okay? I'm going to expand it a little bit so you can see where I'm pointing at, okay? This is what pumped above this 328.80, above this blue zone here, okay? So today we're right in the middle of this bar, the day before the pump. Let's see where we're at right now. Just as we are at 326.53, and we were just rejected the 200 EMA on the 5-minute overnight, right? And as 5 o'clock ended the overnight market. So we went to 327, and rejected. So meaning my point is we're not over the blue line. Where's this right here? That's exactly where we rejected pretty much. So we have to climb out of this. So tomorrow, Friday, can we get over this? Right? Can we cut into the halfway mark of this drop? So let's run our little fibs again to see basically where the drop, it went to there, topped out, and it bottomed right here. So you need over like 335, 336 was a big one. Because of this, that's why we were saying 336. Same concept. We popped over this, right? 339. Tried to SR flip, lost it. Look at that. When we lost this crap, to me, this is what seems like is repeating. Little weak pop, lost right away, even though this took more than 2 days. And then when you lost this level, this 339, we went all the way down to 273. That's a massive $1,000% gainer, if not 2,000, if you got weeklies. Like insane. Inside bar came down. This is all inside bars here. So my point is, if you can get from 363 to, I think that's when Trump and Elon were fighting and stuff. Obviously, there's a big catalyst. I wouldn't expect to get like more than half, like 300, 304, 308, But if you get above it, 336, you could overshoot this and get crazy Momo up. Okay. Instead of coming lower here, bulls don't let it come lower, and then you get this move up here. It's kind of like this. Right? Now you start to move up, and then you actually do come to this level. Stupid robo-taxi event, so stupid. Stop the stupid events, guys. They're so dumb. Just it always blows up in their face. All right. So you have that. And then let's just kind of show one more thing. Right here. Like, is this breaking? So this kind of broke. This only has 2 touches. It can totally be valid. It can be the bottom. Now, how do I know if that's the bottom? How do I know when I'm going to get long? I just went over that, but I'm going to show one more time. I need this, like, when is this going to end? When are we going to reverse? We have Marabozu, which is a strong candle body, and today was sideways, completely sideways all day as market pumped to all-time highs. See this on my screen over here? We popped to all-time highs. NVDA chips had the big rotation. Tesla did not. We get in the big pause on Tesla, and we could absolutely pop above and basically go like this. This could happen tomorrow. Absolutely. Now, that being said, if we lose 320, it's going to probably get ugly, like 303, 312. It can accelerate. Definitely under here because you have all this momentum coming down. You have a 65-point head start to the downside. So yeah, if you flounder here, get above 336. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at there. If anybody else in the chat, if not, I'll just look at SPY and kind of be done. There's not much to say about SPY, guys. We're at all-time highs. I think IWM still has room. Like, what can I really give you in terms of TA here? Oh yeah, I looked at SPY when I started on the right side of my screen over here. Let's see where IWM is. It's definitely not at all-time highs. I know that. It's because of the weekly. Long way to go. Did it double top? Oh my God, double top from hell. Okay, so we do have this SR flip here. If we can get over this spot, see how we came down, falling wedge. It's not always a wedge, it's just falling price action, falling channel, whatever you want to call it. This obviously fell and broke above, and then it couldn't get over this spot. That's why I made it orange. Okay, multiple times. We barely got over it. Yes, it was a couple weeks, but we ultimately lost it. These weeks, it really bled after that doji. But if you get over this, I think you're going to get above that 227. Now, that being said, could we reject, come here before we go up? Yes. So, yeah, I just went over Tesla moments ago. Let me just do it one more time, Amy. So this could happen, but there's only 2 touches there. I have a more active trend line here. Let's call it the, black trend line. And so we have this little tweezer bottom here, right? This little inside bar tweezer bottom, let's call it. It even has the wick down there. Came here, came there. And now for tomorrow, let me see if the parallel works. God, it's really weird to use. Like, this is what it's in now, And that being said, you're trying to hold this. Okay. Let me make that another color, like something ugly, like orange. I'll make it really dark. Okay. So you're trying to hold, like I said, this apex that broke out. Okay. Where did the triangle break out? As I said earlier, kind of broke out there, right? So now it's as if this didn't happen. It's as if this stuff that happened earlier in the week, just pretend like it's not there, because we have a new trade, a new day, and we're back at the apex. Okay. So let's just say this happened here, that happened there. What's going to happen tomorrow? Do we do this? Do we do this? So the bar is going to be outside of this apex tomorrow. Okay. So this orange has to hold, or else you're going to kind of cut into this stuff here. Now, you look for decision candles. This is a decision candle. See this inside bar? This was the day after the Trump Elon feud thing. We dropped huge volume. Where did we stop here? Now we're getting this kind of, like I said earlier, tweezer bottom, if you will. We did get under on Monday, but we were in Tesla calls that day. Remember, Amy, for like, my God, 500%? It was crazy. 400%. And if you held it, look, 2 more days, look at Wednesday, right? Anyway, if this orange zone holds, even like a dip rip to 320, and then you reclaim 320, like let's say you get like 316, which is the bottom of this candle, right? That's 314 actually. You could get a hammer that starts to move up. You could absolutely do that. We could just gap up and keep going. I said we're at 327, I think it is right now. 32670. So, right here, right above this candle. So it's like, what happens here? You don't want a pop and then you get this top wick and stuff and you kind of start to move down like this. That's what happened here. And then the next day you got the top wick and moved down there. It happened here too. You got this top wick, never reclaimed these candle bodies. So it never reclaimed this 356. And we actually went to there these 2 days and couldn't get above this. So this is a major level, 356. So I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to make it really bold as I'm seeing that right now. Okay. So huge level there, obviously. We barely got above it. Yes, on the daily, but we tapped on that spot, lost it, right? Now it's kind of a double top with a lower high. It never got to the 6.5. So yeah, follow this blue line. We're going to be out of the bar here Friday. See how it says Friday? Let me go to the 4 hour. Okay. I'm just trying to zoom in vertically to show you guys what we'll be looking for tomorrow. So this is Friday, 6:30 a.m. We're probably going to open up right around here. If we open up at 329 and get a push over 330, that would be really nice. As you see here, we have a level here and a level here, right? 334, 332, and you really need to get back over 336. If you can get over 336 and close, you're gonna there could be a massive day. All right. If the money goes out of Meta and the chips, then theoretically it could go into Tesla. We had massive move today on that. Amazon as well. Like, where's this money going to go? It's either going to go in people's pockets and out of the market, and everything's going to pause or go down. Amazon just got up to this level here, this 317. We've been waiting for 220s forever. So I think it's like the 5th time I'm saying it, but for Tesla, oh my gosh, I keep typing the wrong thing. Now it's not going. It's mad at me. Something like this. Okay, and you could have a case for you had this peekaboo that rejected, right? I'm always looking for multiple touches. Here. See the multiple touches there? You rejected it, came out. So I think we're going to open here, but you really need to get this volume push. This fade has been on lowering volume. So you have, let's look at this yellow line. I'm going to make it yellow right now. And then look at the volume. Okay. So when the volume breaks this, is it going to, let's say the volume is right here. Okay. Let's say it gets to this level and we are lower. That means we're breaking lower. The volume is pushing it down. Let's say the volume, this is a full day. Okay. So if we start the day and we're right here, look at how much volume we had today. We had like no volume today on Tesla. That's why it was so flat. If you start to get like here, that means in 2 hours, let's say, or whatever, you're getting the equal amount of volume to an entire day. And if you start to push over 332, 336 with the same volume as an entire day in like 2 hours or an hour, you're gonna get this push up, and you're gonna get like 343 and all that. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Sorry to ramble, but anything before I go, people? Good to have you here. And I think that's it.